Hi everybody, it's Sherry again. Welcome back to my kitchen. This is our second cooking demo. We received a lot of good feedback from our last one. Hopefully everybody's enjoying these. I hope everybody's doing well and taking care of themselves. During this extraordinary time while most of us are home working or taking online classes, it's kind of easy to slip into this unusual snacking habit, which can literally be constant at times. It's not even that I'm even hungry per se, it's just I'm either eating out of boredom or sometimes I'm just stress eating. And obviously during this stressful period of time for all of us, it makes sense that we would be doing that. And for me, having 3 teenage kids at home, I tend to have several unhealthy snacks just lying around the house. We've all heard of the freshman 15, and I know you college kids know what I'm talking about. So today we're going to focus on how to avoid the coronavirus quarantine 15. So today we have 4 healthy recipes that are going to be easy to prepare for. So today I'm going to prepare for you 4 healthy recipes that are very easy to make at home. The first is going to be a simple popcorn on the stove that's going to have some flavored salt on that. The second is going to be a chocolate chip protein ball. The third is going to be baked chickpeas. And the fourth one is going to be frozen yogurt covered fruit. Okay, so for our first recipe of popcorn, we have 3 simple ingredients. First being just a little bit of vegetable oil we'll use. We will use some white popcorn kernels. I tend to buy the white popcorn. There's no difference between yellow and white popcorn. It's actually, I kind of just learned this, that it just makes a different size popcorn. White tends to make a little bit smaller popcorn than the fluffy yellow ones. And then we're also going to use some salt and vinegar powder that I buy a lot of spices from this website. It's myspicesage.com. They have all kinds of different spices that you can buy and put on popcorn or anything else you may like. They have ranch type powders, buffalo, just a variety of them. Today we're going to use a salt and vinegar powder. This is my family's favorite, so we're going to use this today. Okay, for today's demo, I'm just going to use a really small saucepan, but if you're going to make a bigger batch like I usually do, you're going to want to use a little bit bigger pan. So first of all, we're just going to take a very, very, very small amount of vegetable oil. You don't want to put a lot of oil in there because then that negates the nutritional benefits that making popcorn on the stove has. Okay. Then we're going to pour our kernels in. Again, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. And you don't want to put too many in there, it's going to pop over. Okay. Okay, we're just going to put this over medium heat. And then we're going to put the lid on. And let it do its thing. So some of you are probably wondering why we just didn't purchase popcorn. I can tell you that cooking popcorn on the stove with very, very little oil is probably one of the healthiest snacks you can eat. Also, air popping popcorn is also very, very healthy to eat too. Even a brand such as Skinny Pop, you know, when you think of Skinny Pop, you think it's going to be good for you. This actually has 10 grams of fat in here per serving, which is 3 cups. There's absolutely no fat in popcorn that is cooked on the stove whatsoever. This is even worse. I know my kids love this and a lot of people love this, and it's easy to make, but this actually has 24 grams of fat per 1 bag of this, which is loaded with butter. So the healthier way to go is having popcorn on the stove or in an air popper. 1 cup of popcorn that is cooked on the stove is basically 20 calories and has 0 fat. Popcorn is also really good for you. It's high in fiber and it's also very, very low in fat. So it's a great snack to have. popcorn's all set. Now we're just gonna add the last ingredient, which is our salt and vinegar powder. Again, you can use this, or you could even use ranch seasoning, which is right in the supermarket as well. This is basically, I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this on top of the popcorn. And again, it's all, like, this has no fat in it. It has a little bit of salt, so you want to be careful not to put too much on there. And a little bit of this goes a long way. And then we're basically just going to mix it. And once the popcorn is done, I like to store my popcorn in an airtight glass jar, something like this. And this actually lasts for days and days and days, unless my kids get at it first. And that completes our first healthy snack. For our chocolate chip energy protein balls, the ingredients will consist of a nut butter. This happens to be cashew butter, but you can substitute with peanut butter or almond butter. We have maple syrup. Again, you can use honey if you don't have maple syrup in the house. We have a small amount of vanilla, some old-fashioned rolled oats. This recipe has coconut. If you don't like coconut, you can substitute something else, such as almonds or any other type of nut. And then we have our dark chocolate chips, which are full of antioxidants. Have some oat milk. So this recipe is actually pretty easy to make. You're basically just going to mix all the ingredients together. Really no certain order. I'm going to start with our nut butter. Followed by our maple syrup. Next goes our 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And we're just going to mix this up before we put in our rolled oats. Okay, it's a good consistency. After we stir this, we're going to add our rolled oats. Start getting a little thick here. Okay, next goes in our coconut. Now for the dark chocolate chips. What's nice about these is actually it's a no-bake recipe. There's no really cooking involved. It's just kind of mixing, so it's nice and easy. And these protein balls are full of healthy carbs and fats and fiber. It's good for muscle mass, boost your immune system, and also really good for post-workout because they're so full of protein. So the last thing is our oat milk, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna need any of this. This is really just in case your batter looks a little dry. You could add a little bit of oat milk to this, but the consistency of these looks pretty good, so we're gonna give it a whirl and try to roll these up. And there you have it, your chocolate chip protein cookie balls. We're going to be making some baked chickpeas or garbanzo beans. And these, for the ingredients, we will need 1 can of these, a little bit of olive oil, and a little bit of salt. Just 3 easy ingredients. Okay, before we do anything, we need to preheat our oven to 450, and then we're actually going to put our baking sheet into the oven to get that warmed up. So I'm going to get this pan all warmed up. now that our chickpeas are drained and our pan is preheating in the oven, we'll pour these into a bowl and get those as dry as possible. Next, sea salt and olive oil. We put in about 1 tablespoon full of olive oil. That's about right. And then we'll use our sea salt. Okay, now that our pan is all preheated, we're going to take this out of the oven and place our chickpeas on this carefully. And spread these out on the baking sheet. Good. Back in the oven, they're going to go for 20 minutes. And we're going to check them after 10 minutes for a little stir. Okay, our chickpeas look perfectly done. Nice and brown and toasted. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to scoop these into our bowl. Okay, for our fourth and final healthy snack today, we have a frozen yogurt covered fruit. And again, I chose these fruits, but you can obviously improvise and do any type of fruit that you would like to have. These actually hold up very well in the freezer, and it holds up well with our yogurt, so I chose these ones. Today we have some grapes, which a lot of people like frozen grapes just as is. It's absolutely delicious to add frozen yogurt to these. We have some fresh pineapple and some blueberries. We also have 3 different types of yogurt. I tried to use 3 different types today. We have blueberry yogurt, Greek vanilla yogurt, and Greek strawberry yogurt. And again, you want to use Greek yogurt because it's thicker and it tends to stay on the fruit a little better. Regular yogurt doesn't seem to take in. Greek yogurt is so much more healthier than regular yogurt. It has probiotics, which are good for your stomach and digestive system. And Greek yogurt's very high in calcium, which is good for your bones. Okay, so this process can really look any way that you like. If you'd like to put vanilla yogurt on your blueberries, then basically how I did this, I basically just drop the fruit right into the yogurt. Take a spoon and stir these all together and get those fruit nice and coated with the Greek yogurt. Now that our fruit is all covered with yogurt, we're going to take a pan and we're gonna put parchment paper down so that these don't stick. Parchment paper works really, really well. And we're basically just going to scoop out our fruit onto the parchment paper. Okay, now that these are all on our baking sheet, we're going to actually put these into the freezer. Okay, so after a couple hours, our yogurt covered fruit is all done, and they look delicious. And like I said, easy to grab for the kids. You can just put them in an airtight container and leave those in the freezer, and they can just go in and grab them as they like. Okay, here are the final products of our 4 healthy snacks that we made for you today. I hope that you get a chance to make these in your own home. Obviously, we're trying to avoid the coronavirus quarantine 15, and these snacks will help you do that. Feel free to reach out to the wellness team if you have any suggestions of anything you'd like to see us make. Again, stay healthy, stay well,